Well guys, this morning we are going to crimp the last field of cereal rye, and I am going to show you guys what exactly we are doing and why we are doing that. I realized that that was a problem with the last video. I was kind of running on not much sleep and I was extremely frustrated with how things were going on. That was also filmed over several days, so I didn't know what I had filmed before. And this time we're gonna go over to John's, put the 3-point quick hitch on the Magnum, and head out to the field and get the crimping done. Well, the Magnum is still hooked up to the planter, so that means that I've got to get the planter unhooked and then put the quick hitch on the tractor and hook up to the roller crimper. Okay, got the roller crimper back there hooked up and I'm headed out to the field now. We have a 20-foot I&J Manufacturing roller crimper. We went and picked it up out at I&J Manufacturing in Pennsylvania, and we visited the 10th generation dairymen while we were out there. Great friends of ours. We are headed out to the field, and it is our last field. We got 50 acres about to crimp, and Dad sprayed it yesterday, so we need to get it crimped really soon. You might be wondering, why in the world are we crimping this? So when we crimp the rye is our cover crop, and when we crimp it, it lays it flat into a mulch. And when it's been laid flat into a mulch, the beans grow up through it, but because the beans are already sprouted and growing, and they kind of are in amongst the mulch, and then they pop up through. But it is a very good protectant against weeds, and hopefully save some on chemical cost. You guys are wondering, you know, why the roller crimper, what are we doing? So the roller crimper, the idea behind that is the crimper, the beans are, you know, smaller than this tall, so the crimper completely misses the beans. It might occasionally step on one or two, but for the most part the beans go by unharmed, and the crimper is going on the length of the straw. Each of the things is crimping it so it cannot regrow. So that is what we're doing. We're not trying to dry anything out, or, you know, some of you are speculating like we were making hay or something. We're not doing that at all. We are making a mulch that goes over our beans, and we also can't just spray the cereal rye and leave it standing, because in case there are any germinated kernels in it and you somehow ran that through the combine, not only would you be running a lot of extra straw and waste through the combine, which might then allow extra waste out of the back of the combine. If we crimp the rye down, we are not scared of getting docked at the elevator for any rye in the beans or anything like that. So we just lay it down as a flat mulch. It protects against weeds, and it also gets rid of the chance of having rye in our final crop of soybeans. So I'm gonna go in there, get it opened up, and then kind of show you how it's working. I'll get out and show you a little bit of the rye laid down. Okay, so you guys can see here how this roller is shaped with these flat plates sticking up on it to damage the stalks of the rye. They can't regrow, and also to save the beans a little bit of damage. You can tell an obvious difference between what has been crimped and what hasn't. Most years you're supposed to have almost all of it lay flat. This year it's not doing that, but even the stuff that's standing upright has already been sprayed, and the stalk is damaged. See, it's cracked right there, right there. So the stalk is damaged. It's just going to take time for it to lay down. I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue yet with rye being combined with the beans, because the seeds are still all squishy, so they should just decompose. But now you can kind of see what we're doing and why we're doing it. All the beans will be recovered in a couple days time. So sister's gonna come out and do that, but I got something else to show you guys real quick. So a lot of you saw my video where we planted 60-inch corn and you're like, what in the world is 60-inch corn? Okay, whenever I say 15-inch beans or 30-inch beans, 30-inch corn or 60-inch corn, I'm referring to the row spacing. That is how far apart the rows are. This right here is how almost all the corn is on our farm. It is 30-inch wide. That is what our corn head is. So we've got a row here, 30 inches over, a row here. So that is 30-inch corn. Does not dictate the height. This corn should be at least this tall, if not taller. We've had corn as tall as the cab of the combine before, like the top of the cab. Like when I'm combining, I can't even see ahead of me. Now, 60-inch corn. What is 60-inch corn? Well, hang on a minute. You might be asking, why did we do this? The experiment with this was to have a herbicide-free weed control. So, Dad has already come through and he has planted, or actually drilled, in between the 60-inch corn here, he has drilled a cover crop which is starting to grow. That cover crop is going to smother out the weeds. So the goal is that also he used a special mix of cover crops. Some are legumes. Hopefully it will provide some extra nitrogen for the corn. And the corn should also branch out further and absorb more nutrients and oxygen from the air, and because it's got more room. And it's just an experiment. We're probably never going to do this on a super large scale. I shouldn't say never, but it's just an experiment. We're gonna see how it works out, but you can see what we are up to right here and kind of why we are doing it. So I will keep you guys updated on how this looks. I will roll back and have Mama D show you footage of when Dad and I came out here and drilled in the cover crop between the corn rows here. So one of the things we're doing today is, a lot of you are asking, why do we plant 60-inch corn? Dad wanted to experiment with having corn that has cover crops growing in amongst it while the corn is growing, and with 30-inch corn that's really hard to do. So we kept our population the same at 32,000 seeds an acre. So basically double the amount of corn per row, use half as many rows, and now we are going to go and drill the cover crop between the rows of corn and hopefully get a stand of cover crop so we can get some weed control and some nutrients through that. So we're gonna head out and check out what he's doing. You can see here the corn is starting to come up. Well, sister took off with the Magnum and she is going to crimp the rye in that field. I've got a lot of stuff that I need to get done today, so I am going to go off and do my to-do list. that is all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all next time.